Hello, welcome to Skies of War. This is our first flight together, and we'll be covering the F-14 Tomcat. So sit back, buckle up, and let's take to the skies, because history's about to get airborne. When the F-4 Phantom II was designed, tacticians believed dogfighting was obsolete, missiles were the future. So the Phantom carried only Sparrows and Sidewinders, with no gun. But in Vietnam, that theory crashed fast. Missiles often missed, and agile MiGs with cannons tore through US fighters in close combat. Out of this chaos, a new legend was born, a twin-tailed, swing-wing fighter that would become the pride of US naval aviation. This is the story of the Grumman F-14 Tomcat. Although the F-14 never flew in Vietnam, its design was driven by the lessons from the Phantom's struggles throughout the Vietnam War. The Tomcat's design philosophy was all about flexibility and power. Its most distinctive feature was its variable sweep wings, a hallmark of advanced engineering in the 1970s. At low speeds, the wings could extend outward to 20 degrees, giving excellent lift for carrier takeoffs and dogfighting. At high speeds, they swept back to 68 degrees, drastically reducing drag and allowing the jet to slice through the sky at Mach 2.34, over 2,400 kilometers per hour. The Tomcat was big, 19.1 meters long, with a wingspan that could range from 11.6 meters extended to just 6.6 meters swept back. Its empty weight was around 19 tons, fully loaded, it could exceed 33 tons, the heaviest carrier-based fighter of its era. Inside its fuselage sat two Pratt & Whitney TF-30 turbofan engines, powerful but temperamental. Each produced about 20,900 pounds of thrust with afterburner. While these engines were advanced for their time, they became infamous for compressor stalls at high angles of attack, a problem that would haunt the F-14's early service life. Later versions, like the F-14B and F-14D, replaced them with far superior General Electric F-110 engines, solving many of these issues and unlocking the Tomcat's full potential. The Tomcat wasn't a solo act. It carried two crew members, a pilot in the front seat and a radar intercept officer, or RIO, in the back seat. The RIO was the unsung hero, operating one of the most advanced radar systems ever fitted to a fighter at the time. This powerful pulse Doppler radar could track up to 24 targets simultaneously, at ranges of over 160 kilometers, and guided 6 missiles at once. That system made the F-14 a true long-range killer, designed to stop waves of Soviet bombers or fighters. The RIO's complex array of displays and controls gave the Tomcat an edge few opponents could match. This partnership between pilot and RIO made the F-14 not just a fighter, but a team, a two-person weapon system. At its core, the F-14 Tomcat was a multi-role combat aircraft, though its original role was defensive. Its primary weapon, the AIM-54 Phoenix missile, was nothing short of legendary. Weighing over 450 kilograms, the Phoenix could reach speeds exceeding Mach 5 and destroy enemy aircraft at ranges of 190 kilometers. Each Tomcat could carry up to 6 Phoenix missiles, giving it the unique ability to take out multiple targets, far beyond visual range. But the Tomcat wasn't just about long-range kills. It also carried medium-range AIM-7 Sparrow missiles, short-range AIM-9 Sidewinders, and an internal M61A1 Vulcan cannon with 675 rounds of 20mm ammunition. This mix of weapons made it lethal in any engagement, from long-range intercepts to close-in dogfights. Later models, particularly the F-14B and F-14D, gained precision strike capabilities. They could carry laser-guided bombs, JDAMs, and lantern targeting pods, transforming the Tomcat into a true multi-role strike fighter during the 1990s. In terms of performance, the F-14 was a masterpiece of Cold War engineering. Its maximum speed exceeded Mach 2.3, and its combat radius was around 925 kilometers, ideal for defending a carrier group at long distances. With external fuel tanks, it could ferry over 3,000 kilometers, giving it impressive endurance for patrols and intercepts. At altitude, it could reach over 50,000 feet, and its massive radar and weapon load made it one of the most fearsome aircraft in the sky. Yet despite its size, the Tomcat could outturn most heavy fighters of its time, especially once the F-14 engines were introduced. It was a combination few others could rival: speed, range, firepower, and agility, all in one airframe. The Tomcat entered service at a time when air combat was rapidly evolving. Its main competitors were the F-15 Eagle of the US Air Force and the Soviet MiG-23 Flogger and MiG-25 Foxbat. The F-15 was lighter and optimized for air superiority. The MiG-25 could fly higher and faster. But none of them matched the Tomcat's combination of long-range radar, heavy missile load, and carrier-based flexibility. The Soviets had to respect the Tomcat. Its presence over the oceans forced adversaries to rethink their strategies, knowing the US Navy could intercept bombers hundreds of kilometers from the fleet. It wasn't just a fighter, it was a symbol of deterrence. During the Cold War, Tomcats flew hundreds of intercept missions against Soviet Tu-95 Bear bombers, often meeting them in tense high-speed encounters over the North Atlantic and Mediterranean. Then came its first real test, the 1981 Gulf of Sidra incident. Two F-14s from VF-41's Black Aces engaged Libyan Su-22s that had locked onto them. The result: 2 Sidewinder missiles were fired and 2 Libyan jets would be destroyed. The Tomcat's reputation as a lethal air superiority fighter was cemented. A second confrontation in 1989 saw F-14s again downing 2 Libyan MiG-23s, reinforcing that dominance. During Operation Desert Storm in 1991, F-14s provided long-range escort and reconnaissance, though their role was limited compared to the Air Force F-15s. By the 1990s, with new precision-guided weapons, the Tomcat found a second life as a bomb truck, delivering laser-guided strikes in the Balkans, Afghanistan, and Iraq. The F-14D Super Tomcat, introduced in the early 1990s, represented the pinnacle of the design, featuring digital avionics, upgraded radar, and the powerful F-110 engines. But even as it evolved, time was catching up. Beyond its combat record, the Tomcat captured the world's imagination. Its sleek shape, twin tails, and variable wings made it a symbol of American air power. In 1986, Hollywood sealed its legend with the film Top Gun, where Maverick and Goose made the Tomcat a household name. Public fascination soared, and recruitment for naval aviation spiked. But behind the glamour was a serious machine, a real guardian of the seas for over 3 decades. It was becoming even more expensive to maintain, complex to service, and required immense manpower to keep operational. Newer aircraft like the Super Hornet could perform most of its roles more efficiently, even if they lacked the Tomcat's raw power and range. The US Navy retired the F-14 on September 22, 2006, marking the end of an era. Its last combat missions were flown over Iraq in Operation Iraqi Freedom, providing close air support and reconnaissance. Even in its final years, it remained a respected and capable warbird. Today, the Tomcat may be gone from US decks, but in aviation record, remains eternal. A monument to a golden age of fighter design. The legend of the F-14 Tomcat lives on, in the skies of war. Thank you for watching. Each aircraft tells a story of innovation, courage, and sacrifice. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us again, as we explore the machines that ruled the skies. This is Skies of War, where every plane has a legacy, and every flight tells a story.